Title: Mastering Fundamental Analysis English Book Summary ABD of Finance. Introduction. Hey friend, let's talk about something powerful today. Something that can completely change the way you look at investing. It's not about tips or fast profits. It's about understanding the real story behind a stock. That story is told through something called fundamental analysis. And Michael C. Thomsett has written a brilliant guide that helps us decode that story. His book, Mastering Fundamental Analysis, is like sitting with a wise mentor who doesn't just teach theory, but gives you real tools to master the market. So today, let's go through this book, step by step, chapter by chapter, and by the end of it, you won't just know how to analyze a company. You'll feel confident, calm, and clear. Let's begin. Chapter 1, Understanding Fundamental Analysis. It all starts with a simple question. What are you really buying when you buy a stock? You're not just buying a ticker symbol. You are buying a piece of a business. And to truly know that business, you need to understand its fundamentals. Michael explains that fundamental analysis is about measuring a company's value by looking at its financials, its management, its future potential. It's not gambling. It's logic. It's research. It's trust built on numbers. Chapter 2, The Importance of Financial Statements. This chapter is like entering the control room of a company. The income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. These three reports tell you everything. How much a company earns, how much it owns, and how much cash it really has. Michael teaches us to read between the lines. Not just the numbers, but what those numbers are hiding. Because sometimes the truth lies in the footnotes. And sometimes, the biggest risks are the ones no one talks about. Chapter 3, Reading the Income Statement. Revenue, expenses, profits. Sounds simple, right? But Michael dives deeper. He shows us how revenue growth can be misleading, how profits can be inflated, and how consistent earnings are more important than sudden spikes. He teaches us to ask, where is the money really coming from? Is it stable? Is it real? Because the income statement is not just numbers. It's a heartbeat. And when you read it carefully, you can feel if the company is truly alive. Chapter 4, Interpreting the Balance Sheet. Assets, liabilities, equity. Three powerful words. They tell you what a company owns, what it owes, and what's left for the shareholders. Michael helps us look beyond the surface. Are assets overvalued? Are debts manageable? Is the company self-reliant? He warns us, a strong balance sheet can save a company during a storm, and a weak one can collapse it overnight. Chapter 5, Analyzing Cash Flow. Cash as king. That's not a cliché. It's reality. A company might look profitable on paper, but if it runs out of cash, it dies. Michael explains how cash flow from operations is the lifeblood of any business. He breaks down the tricks companies use and how to detect them. Because real investing is about trusting the numbers, and cash flow is the most honest number of all. Chapter 6, Valuation Ratios and What They Mean. Pay ratio, price to book, debt to equity, dividend yield. These aren't just metrics. They're signals. They tell you how expensive or cheap a stock is, how much risk it carries, and how well it rewards its investors. Michael explains these ratios like a friend. No jargon, just clarity. He shows us how to compare companies, how to spot red flags, and how to see value where others see noise. Chapter 7, Qualitative Factors in Analysis. Numbers tell you a lot, but they don't tell you everything. What about the leadership, the brand reputation, the industry trends? Michael reminds us that great businesses are built by people, and sometimes it's the vision of a CEO or the loyalty of customers that creates long-term success. He teaches us to see the soul of a company, not just its skin. Chapter 8, Industry and Economic Influences. Even a great company can struggle if its entire industry is under pressure. Michael walks us through macro factors, interest rates, inflation, government policy. He helps us understand how the big picture impacts even the smallest company. It's like weather forecasting. You might be a great sailor, but if you don't check the skies, you could sink. Chapter 9, Putting It All Together, The Analytical Process. This chapter is gold. Michael gives us a step-by-step blueprint. How to begin your research, What to look at first, how to dig deeper, and when to trust your analysis. He emphasizes discipline, no emotions, no shortcuts, just a process that you repeat again and again, until it becomes your second nature. Chapter 10, Case Studies and Real-World Application. Here, theory meets practice. Michael shares real companies, real stories, and real analysis. He walks you through how he broke down each business, what worked, what failed, and what he learned. These stories feel real, because they are. They remind you that every company, every stock, has a story, and it's your job to read it right. Chapter 11, Mistakes to Avoid. Every investor makes mistakes, but smart investors learn from them. Michael lists the most common traps: relying on hype, ignoring debt, chasing earnings, overlooking management. He teaches us to be careful, patient, and grounded, because the market punishes carelessness, but rewards clarity. Chapter 12, Creating Your Own Strategy. Now it's your turn. Michael doesn't want you to just copy. He wants you to create, to take what you've learned, and build your own system, one that matches your goals, your risk, your style, because investing isn't one size fits all. It's personal, and with knowledge, you can make it powerful. Outro. So friend, now you know what lies behind the curtain, behind the tickers, and the noise. There's logic, there's truth, and there's a company trying to tell you its story. Michael C. Thomsett, through Mastering Fundamental Analysis, gives you the tools to understand that story, to invest with confidence, and to grow with patience. Don't rush, don't guess, just read, research, and trust the process. Because wealth isn't built in days. It's built with decisions, one clear decision at a time. This was a book summary by ABD of Finance. For more deep, emotional, and powerful insights, stay with us, because we don't just share summaries. We build understanding.